Hi students, few days back I explained class 10 poem, that is the Frog and the Nightingale. And I do hope that all of you might have seen my video and the explanation and the paraphrasing. Now some students have requested me to discuss the exercises, short questions and examination based questions. So that is why I have decided to give you one class for the discussion of the question answers. Now I would like to discuss the short question answers first of all. And here the first question is, how did the creatures react to the frogs singing? And its answer is very simple, that the creatures of the bog hated hated the frog's unpleasant voice. They didn't like at all, and they threw stones, they pelted bricks at him and begged him to stop. But he continued singing. Now, next short question is, why did the creatures admire the nightingale? The nightingale had a melodious and very sweet and enchanting voice. There is magical effect of her voice, and that captivated everyone in the book. Everyone was influenced with the sweet voice of the nightingale. Why was the frog jealous of the nightingale? Its answer is also very simple, that the nightingale became instantly popular and received admiration from each corner of the book. And all the creatures were appreciating and praising, which made the frog envious and jealous. Why did the nightingale agree to be trained by the frog? So, she lacked confidence. The nightingale didn't have confidence in her own talent and believed the frog's claim that he was a music expert, and that was the blunder. Next, how did the frog exploit the nightingale? And you read in the poem, he made her sing regularly in the way of practice, charged admission fee, criticized her constantly and regularly, and earned money from her performances. Then, how did the nightingale die? So, under the frog's pressure, due to the exertion, she tried her best. She tried too hard to sing loudly to please the frog. In course of that, she started singing loudly and forcefully, and then her vein burst and she died. Now, what is the message and what is the moral of the poem? The poem teaches us, believe in your own, believe in your own abilities, Do not blindly trust self appointed experts. Jealous and manipulative people may exploit talented but insecure individuals. Success should never come at the cost of self respect and individuality. And that is what humans also do the same thing. Now, question can be asked, what is the theme of the poem? Then you will write, The Frog and the Nightingale is a satire on exploitation, jealousy, and lack of self confidence. Through the characters of the frog and the nightingale, the poet shows how talented but insecure people can become victims of cunning and selfish individuals. Then, character sketch of the frog and the nightingale. First of all, frog. The frog is arrogant, cunning, jealous, greedy, and manipulative. He cannot tolerate the nightingale's popularity and therefore tricks her into believing that she needs his guidance. He exploits her talent for his own profit and eventually causes her death. On the other hand, the nightingale. She is a talented, gentle, meek, submissive, modest, hardworking. However, she lacks confidence and is too trusting. Her dependence on the frog's judgment leads to her downfall and tragic death. Now, that is the value based question and examination based questions. That that could be, what is the ironic about the frog's statement? Your song must be your own. And so many times this very question has been asked in the board examination. So its answer is, the statement is ironic because the frog himself never allowed the nightingale to sing in her own natural style. He constantly forced her to change her singing and criticized her original voice. Thus, he contradicted his own advice and she was forced to sing and ultimately she died. So it is quite ironic. So, dear students, as you know that the extract based questions would also be asked, and if you need my assistance in the comprehension or that is the extract based questions, then you would request me. Otherwise, these basic questions are useful for the examination point of view. I hope you will be satisfied. Thank you all.